I'm going to start with this good pre-shuffle for this guided message. So the way that I do this is the cards are a script prompt. If that makes any sense, I don't write the script. The cards are going to write the script. And the guides are going to tell the story that they wish to convey. And this will be a story about our intuition and trusting, rebuilding, on how to do that for us, please. How to do that for us, please. So we have the exact same two cards that were in the pre-shuffle coming right back out. So this for me is definitely a message, right, of bringing a message of healing, a message about our intuition, about loving, perhaps again, and a transformation, how to rebuild after things have been towered. And the tower is where foundations collapse. This can be within your thought structure, your belief systems. It could be in your physical world even. When things that used to be a solid foundation for you have eroded away to nothing. And that can be literally trust itself. Trusting your intuition, trusting your connection, trusting yourself and your interpretations of the things that your intuition is speaking to you. What more do we have for this, Spirit? Just being called to just get a few more. What more do we have? Tell us more about this story of our intuition. What are we going to be balancing our intuition with? Moving it forward. What more here, Spirit? Overall, what I'm seeing with this picture is a discussion about our beliefs and the value that intuition and your intuitive knowing and relying on your intuition and using your intuition, that has been shadowed by our belief systems in the past, that the value of those things have been diminished. We've been sort of made to believe that they don't exist, that it's a useless endeavor because there's no scientific evidence to support your gut feeling. And that's the pervasive, overriding belief system that we have on the planet at the moment about intuitive endeavors. And to trust and establish a connection with something that the overall cultural view frowns upon can be a challenge. To restructure your own belief systems about your intuitive connection. For a lot of people, that intuitive connection is strong. We all have it as a human being. It is your inheritance. That is what we are as a human being. We are a spirit that animates matter. We are connected always in that spirit to the creator of all creation, to creation itself. And that's the thing that we have to restructure our belief systems around. That is true, that exists, and that you are that divine creature called a human being. And that takes trust. It takes trust for you to believe that within yourself. What more on this topic, please? These foundations that we have, the belief systems that we have to erode to come to a place that is more in balance with, in harmony, right, with the reality of what we are as human beings. We have a foot in each world, right? One in the spiritual world and one in the physical matter world. And we are the thing that combines the two. And in these cards, you can see how we have like the 3 balancing cards, right? Here, 1, 2, and 3. Really calling to take a deep look at the values and things that we believe about our spiritual connections, about our ability to be intuitive. There's a lot of doubt that shadows that, and doubt is a killer. So what more here then, please, Spirit? How best to follow this journey away from our former belief systems and towards a stronger connection within ourselves? Excuse me, here we have strength, one of the other cards. Another card coming out from the original draw. What more here, Spirit? That one was a jumper. Tell us more about this story. How best for us to make this journey from the shadow of our belief systems to this connection, this trusting foundation of knowing within ourselves, right, that we are connected spiritually to our intuitive self. It's just a matter of recognizing those things. How best for us to do that, please, Spirit? What more to say here? It's too many. What more to say here? I'm going to set this packet of cards right here as I take a look at the next stage of this message. What I'd like to point out with these cards that we've just pulled is that now we have more of the pentacles coming in. And these are about the material realm, and the cups are about our intuitive and spiritual and emotional realm, the unseen realms versus the physical seen realms. And I'm kind of interested in how these two are leaning this direction, and we have him aligning in between these two poles as he aligns on the one pole, right, looking over. Right? So we have him looking over, and he's sort of focusing his head down. And this fella, right, he's focused here, but he's aligned in between two poles, and he's looking out, and he has the entire world in his hand. Well, this guy, he's kind of just looking at this one bush. He's only seeing a little bit of the picture, where this one is seeing a vast amount of the picture. And I believe that this is in relation to, right, when we have the spiritual aspect that is lying over on this side, where the more material aspect is lying over on this side. And I'm seeing this dichotomy between asking, what is it that you're focusing on to build a stronger intuition, to build your connection to that stronger intuition, and to manifest that into your life takes some dedicated work to build that strong foundation. Now he's here, the king's here, and he's focused. He's looking right down at his pinnacle. He sees nothing else. And in that sense, if you think about that pinnacle as being your intuitive connection, right, building that solid foundation with your intuitive connection, of staying focused on being dedicated to doing the work to build that. What I'm also seeing is this doesn't just happen. You don't just go like, okay, today I want to have an intuitive connection, because there's a lot of things that we have to work through. A lot of these old foundations, that have to be eroded and rebuilt again. things, ways that we felt about it. It's not like a light switch that you can just flick and then boom. It's something that you have to choose to align with and do the work to create that steady, solid foundation. And they're saying by focusing on the right things and not necessarily focusing on the little small picture of the life that you're experiencing in this 3D world, in this physical body. There's also this definite message here about that, that that's not all there is. Of course, there's not. Something animates our matter in this realm. What is that something? Energy, it's spirit. It's spirit. And that is what you are. You're not the physical body. How can you not be connected? It's just a matter of trusting it. I'm going to take this little packet now. I see that I've got a card upside down in here that probably shouldn't have come out that way because all of the deck is upright. So I'm going to ask this card specifically, is this the way that you want to be? Came out that way. Are we going to take you that way? Turned itself over and we're going to take it that way. So this little packet of cards, it's indicating the strength of your intuition. So if you take a look at the way that she's sitting here, she's not using her eyesight. She is sitting in stillness, using her other senses to feel what is going on. For me, this is a card about using your intuition. And we have such powerful cards that are associated with it, that this is telling me about the degree of the strength of the intuition. This connection that we have as a human being is beyond things that we understand or that we have been taught about, right? Those things have been lost over time because of the belief systems that we've had for several thousand years associated to your gut feeling. But the degree of strength, the usefulness of this intuition is a powerful thing. When we have this enlightenment, right, he's taking on a whole different perspective of what it is to be an embodied spirit, spirit inhabiting matter, you. When we master all four of the elements within ourselves, our mind, our emotions, our passions, and we ground them to earth, we take our place as what we are, which is a divine being. We just need to wake up and act like it. We just need to, right, wake up and act like it. I'd like to have a few more cards here, Spirit. Let's get some oracle cards. And this is the Sacred Travelers Oracle deck. I thought that's very appropriate. I'd like to work with a few of these, please, Spirit, for our journey into aligning with our intuition. What advice do you have for us, please, Spirit, for aligning, connecting, trusting our intuitive abilities, right? Crossing bridges and begin now. Crossing bridges, begin now. They're just saying, get to it. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing, and just take your first step. What more here, please, Spirit, from this deck? Anything more from this one? I love the way this little person is crossing over this bridge, like going from, the belief systems that we had in the past. And look how he's carrying his little light here, right? Like the carrot on the stick, but this is all about using your intuition. This little light is your intuitive connection, your intuitive connection to who you are, which is spirit. And crossing over that bridge from the old foundations to the new ones. Is there anything more for us in this deck? Anything more here, Spirit? That's a lot. I'm going to take this one. Stepping into your power is crossing that bridge. You are strong beyond measure. A reinforcement of the message from the cards. How beautiful. Overcoming obstacles. These obstacles are the foundations of the things that we believed. You can overcome anything in solitude. You have to be quiet to hear this connection. This connection doesn't speak to you, in my experience, in words. It doesn't speak English. It doesn't speak German or French or whatever language it is that your mind speaks. It's a whisper that is different. It's not in words. It's in pictures for me. It's going to be in all kinds of ways because it's such an individual experience for every one of us. Some of us have this connection strongly in dreams, others in physical signs. It's all so individualistic and different for every one of us. And that's where the trust comes in. You have to trust the messages that you receive in the way that you are designed to receive them. No one can tell you what those look like. No one can tell you what those are. And that's the trick. That's the trick to trusting your intuition, is to learn the language that you speak with spirit, and spirit speaks with you, that you speak within yourself. It is unique. Like a snowflake, we are all incredibly unique, and this journey into our intuition, into this connection, is incredibly unique. We can only just sit around the campfire and tell each other our experiences and hope that something that we say can resonate and help someone else. But all we can really do is tell your own unique story about this journey and hope that something might help somebody else. Because others are definitely going to be telling a story that if we listen, we can find things that will help us along our path. And what does that bring? The solitude of finding the quietness to listen to that guidedness brings this transformation. A fresh new way of living becomes reality, right? And you believe in that. Trust yourself. Trust the messages that you receive in your own way. Believing in magic, the journey by the moonlight creates miracles, joy, and delight. The vastness of the potential that we hold as human beings in our divinity, when we choose to become aware of that divinity and begin to trust the connection and know and believe that that is who and what we are, we begin acting like that, it changes everything in your world. It changes everyone and everything that you come in contact with. Take your first step. Like it if you did. Subscribe and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.